Hi guys, it's Rick Shiels down here at Quest Golf Academy here at Prairie Sports Village, and I'm going to be testing the Titleist fairway woods, the brand new ones, the 917s. We've got an F2 and an F3, so two models, and I'll explain what are the differences, but also talk about the technology that is included in both of these drivers, three woods. The reason why I say driver is because it's very similar to the technology that does feature in the 917 driver too. Head cover is the black, the white, the red as traditional Titleist would have it. It's kind of the boxing glove effect, which again, not sure about. Underneath the cover is an ultra modern looking golf club. Ultra modern. And the big standout feature in the middle of the head is this new SureFit CG weight system. In that little section of the middle of the head, you can insert a weight cartridge. And they come in different weights, so some are lighter, some are heavier, and there's medium ones, and it comes in a draw, fade, and neutral setting so that you can completely tailor it to suit your individual needs. And I think that's a really good piece of technology that we don't often see loads of in a fairway wood, not loads of. There is a new active recoil channel, which is the bit behind the actual face, just underneath. If I took that little bit of kind of rubber off, that would actually be that thin, it's actually a hole. It's actually a proper slit. That if you took that rubber cover where it actually says active recoil channel off, which you can't by the way, you would be able to get access to the head. And with that, that's making the face as hot as it's ever been before. That's what they're saying. It's got, as always, the SureFit neck, the hosel where you can change the loft and the lie angle to change the ball flight a little bit as well. And then we've got the two models, the F2 and the F3. F2 from front to back is longer, but shallower. So the head is shallower, but the front to back dispersion is, front to back diameter is actually wider to give you that extra bit of forgiveness on off-centered hits. So it's got a slightly further back center of gravity. The F3 is a slightly more compact head, but slightly deeper. For the player that potentially wants a little bit more distance, but sacrifices a level of, who wants more distance, but sacrifices a level of forgiveness because the center of gravity is slightly closer to the head. I love the look of these golf clubs. I love them. I think they're great. I think they look so modern and futuristic with the black, the white, the chrome. They've named every single bit of technology. It actually says active recoil channel. It says SureFit CG. Doesn't say anything on the neck, but that technology's been out for a number of years now, so everyone knows what that is. Should we give it a whack? Let's go F2 first. So F2 is the big version, or bigger head, slightly more forgiving model. I've got this in 15 degrees, both standard in 15 degrees, so pretty standard 3-wood, and I've got them both set up in A1. Now the weight system, at the moment, I only have neutral. I only have neutral setting in a 14 gram. So these are just neutral. I'll get some different weights down the line. And I've got both of these golf clubs in a Diamana 80 gram extra stiff flex. Behind the ball, we see a grey head like we do with the driver, a light grey, in keeping with the F1, the F2, and now the D2 and D3 drivers as well. I like the look of that. I like the shallowness of this head, this particular head. Let's give this a hit. Oh, that was nice. I love the sound of that. It kind of had a very subtle, and this does sound ridiculous, almost a bit of an oaky sound. Like almost a bit traditional wood sound. 244 carry, 260 total. That was beautiful. This is the bigger version, so I'll offer more forgiveness. That was right in the middle of the club face, that. Oh, wow. I'm very, very pleased with the feel off that head. That feels like a really strong, powerful 3-wood. I think that's almost identical distance, is it? Oh, 245 carry, it pipped it by a yard. Let's go one more. That seems very easy to hit, very comfortable when I'm hitting that. I do love the classic pear shape with the Titleist woods. And the logo on the top is just very clear and chrome and crisp. Oh, that was a bit toey. Let's see what that's done. That was a toey golf shot. It's obviously turned more left on me. I've not lost any distance whatsoever, but it did turn more left with it being a more of a toey shot. You get a bit more gear effects kicking in there. Okay, I'm going to hit the F3 now, and let's have a look at the end of some comparison numbers between the two. It's very interesting. If you looked at just one, the F2, and you looked at that, and you only looked at that, and then you took that away and brought the F3 into look, you would go, oh my God, they look so similar, it's untrue. Is there even a difference? It's only when you bring the two together can you identify the differences. Only then, because the F2 from the front of the golf club to the back of the golf club is much longer, and when you look at them from front on view, that the face on the F2 is wider from toe to heel and shallower. The F3 is a much more compact head, much more compact. Let's see if there's any difference in numbers. You would predict it may not be as forgiving. I can't see it doing much more than the F2 either way, unless the spin slightly drops, and therefore we might gain a few more yards of distances. It doesn't look as easy on the eye. It does look a little bit smaller. It looks smaller after hitting the F2 as well. So it kind of gives you that, you can tell there's a difference. You feel like there's the same club, but this looks like it's just been shrunk down slightly. Let's give this a hit. Oh, a lower ball flight, slightly more penetrating. I would possibly say that was off the bottom of the golf club. With its deeper face, I would maybe find that harder to hit high on the club face. That was a 232 carry, really penetrating ball flight. But it was low off the face. It does look a little bit deeper. I would almost prefer to hit this F3 off a little T-peg. I'm hitting all these off the floor, as you can see. Yeah, I'm finding getting to the top, high side of that face a little bit harder with this 3-wood. Just because it's that fraction deeper. I found the F2 slightly easier to get high on the face. This feels like it's more suited to maybe like not a driver replacement, that'd be wrong, but certainly a shot that you would prefer to hit off a T-peg, a very small T-peg. I feel like the top line of the head is taller than the ball, and that kind of plays tricks on your mind to think that you can't get to the bottom of it. Let's go one more. Oh, but when you do get to the bottom of it, that happens. Wow, now that happens. And then I'll take it all back. No, but hey, I'm happy to say when I sit that F3 down, I find it harder to get to the bottom of the golf ball. It looks deeper. We saw a couple more erratic shots where the F2 for me, looking at it with its shallow profile, when I sat behind the ball, I was like, you know what? I can get this airborne. This looks like a manageable golf club. I can imagine hitting this out of rough to be easy. That's the F2. Just with it being shallower. Yeah, I could imagine the F3 off a little T-peg. Oh, it would be a fly machine. Let's have a look, and I'm not possibly going to go on the averages of the 3 shots there. I'm going to go on the best of the 2, because I think that's more of a fairer comparison. You saw the shots, you saw the potential inconsistencies that are featured with the F3, but let's see best to best shot if there's much difference. Okay, so just looking over the numbers, the F2 had 3 shots that were much closer together than the F3. The F3 shots were slightly more erratic in distances. But I've pulled up the averages. Well, no, this wasn't the averages. I've pulled up the best 2 golf shots performed by these 2 golf clubs. Just to show you if there's much of a difference on the good hits. You kind of saw what happens with the bad hits on the F3. Do we notice any difference? So carry distance for me on the F3 was further, 250 carry distance compared to 245 on the F2. The things I would put that down to, the F3 had a slightly lower spin rate and an ever so slightly faster ball speed. Well, actually 2 miles per hour. Launch angle was higher when I caught the F3 well, but that's so debatable on strike, it's untrue. But it was the fact that when I set the F2 down behind the ball, it's low profile, it's slim look, it's extra bit of padding towards the back of the head, gave me the confidence that I could hit it without much problems. The F3, when I look at it, I'm like, oh, God, it looks small. There will be a player that prefers the smaller head, without question. But I think for such a precise shot, when hitting off a fairway or a rough, the F3 might not suit a lot of the players' eyes because I think it's a lot smaller. I love, without question, I love the look of these golf clubs. I think they are beautiful. I think Titleist make such gorgeous looking clubs as well. I like what they've done with the weight system. It's not as glary as some other brands. It's kind of tucked away and hidden, but still gives you access to have a look at it when need be, and just adjustments are dead subtle. The active recoil channel, I can imagine, would work on those good hits. I mean, they're good carry distances for 3-woods, like really good carry distances. So that I reckon there's a lot of spring coming off those faces as well. As always, absolutely get custom fit. Without question, it's the best thing to do when looking at any golf club in particular. Certainly when you can start fine-tuning these finer details on these more complex clubs now, it's definitely worth going to a club fitter. Guys, hopefully you enjoyed the video. If you haven't seen the driver video, you can go and check it out by clicking the I button in the corner. If you are new to my channel, please do subscribe by clicking the big button here. Like the video, comment below. What do you think of the F2 and the F3 fairway woods? And what do you prefer? Do you prefer a bigger headed fairway wood, or do you prefer a smaller headed fairway wood when you're hitting them? Thanks for watching, guys. Hopefully you enjoyed the video, and we'll see you soon. I've got loads of clubs to test coming very, very soon. Thanks for watching.